So I want to get into something that affects the average Americans across the country right now. They can't afford a home, and as you know, without a home, you have nothing. You have just all these high-priced rents, as we were talking about earlier.
Yes, especially in California.
Especially in California, and they say in 70%, Brooklyn and Manhattan took the largest share of income to buy a home. Which, by the way, 70% of the country can't afford to buy the home. That's a lot of Americans, 70% of 350 million. Other notable high-priced cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Is this a sign of the times or just another example of greed on behalf of the central banking mafia? Anna, what say you?
I think it's all part of that control mechanism that we've been talking about, that we're all beginning to wake up from.
Just like the hospitals, it's that centralized control.
And that's the awakening in my perception that is occurring for us as a species and a planet, as we are waking up from the control that has been being projected, the negative programming that's been being projected. And the purpose of it was to control. The purpose of it was to concentrate the wealth in the few.
Psychopaths.
Is the few psychopaths who are psychopathic enough to rise to the top of the corporation.
They have no empathy, no
destroy each
moral
other to get to the
compass.
top,
Yes.
yes.
And their value is not necessarily money; it's control.
Yes.
And so the fact that only a few can afford to have a home is part of that setup, and that part of the awakening is us going, hey, we're waking up to this projected reality that has been projected upon us.
It's really negative.
We're waking up to the program that they have been programming, and that's what we're doing, waking up from that and remembering, oh, the control is in me, my choice, my decision, my mind. And so
I bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
the American dream.
Exactly.
You know, Mike, back in your day, a house probably started off as maybe $1,000
See if you
to
can
buy
remember
a
back
home.
then.
There I was.
You know,
In the cave.
when they first started making homes.
I was in the duplex game.
So it must have changed big time since, you know, people are buying homes, you know, in yesteryear. I mean, the average home price in
They've done studies
Yeah.
where a couple in the 50s, I was born in 54, Lynn was born 30 years earlier.
Thank you.
Earlier, wow, in 1924.
Osmosis Cosmetics.
The roaring 20s.
Back to the change, the biggest change
Yeah.
was a single income could purchase that home and provide for the family.
Yes.
All the way into probably the early 60s, and it was around the mid-60s that you started seeing shifts and change,
Yes.
where all of a sudden it had to be two incomes, and on down the line. And one of the big wake-up calls for me as I started studying more and more of the manipulation of the banking families was the fact that they're able to manipulate the economy and do the crashes of 2008. I was caught in that. By manipulating the money supply, they create money and make it free to anybody and everybody that's ever seen a house. Regardless of credit, could buy. Then they could shrink the credit,
Right.
cause a crash, and foreclose on the real
Yes.
property, whether it was a home
The real
or a
asset,
business.
yes.
The real
That's
asset.
how they
Right.
stole
And
the real
it's
assets.
been a manipulation they've done
right.
for decades, not just in 2008. And it's all part and parcel of the fiat currency
Yes.
creating debt,
Yep.
and the other part is controlling the population, and that's what
control
you're
again. Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I will go ahead and butt in here, and I'm going to say this. First of all, Americans are hard workers. They don't deserve to go through this. They don't deserve that they can't buy a home or have a safe place to live. That's really sad. And
Or food for their children.
exactly.
Right now.
A home is a safe place. And think about, on a consciousness level, those people are in fight or flight. They're
Every
stressing
single
out every single day. This is
Mhm.
a great way, again, to keep people
In control.
in lower consciousness and controlled.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that veterans should be given free homes.
Mhm.
We have,
Yes.
the government has enough money.
That's
They
right.
promised them,
They should-
they basically
Veterans,
promised
single
them that.
mothers, single
Education
mothers
and
should
homes.
have free homes. The
Yes.
elderly, the handicapped should have free homes.
Mhm.
People who have things like cancer should have free homes. And I believe that the government could give this. We have so many homes that are completely empty.
Yes.
Empty and just rotting away. And we have enough homes to house all the homeless in this country and all those who are suffering.
Sure,
We
sure.
need better governmental leaders. And I'm not going to sit here and say what we have is great, because it's not great. If it was great, I would see these sort of changes going on.
You know, Elaine,